time being 6:30 PM, we'll open the meeting of the Walpole Sewer and Water Commission. This meeting's being held on Washington Street at the Delaney Treatment Plant. We have a posted agenda. We have in attendance this evening Terry D. Giovanni, who's the Secretary to the Water Department, Town of Walpole. We have Mr. William Abbott on my left, who's a longtime commissioner. Mr. Abbott's a specialist in operations of the Water Department. He's virtually out on almost every job that happens, checking the installations, the storage tanks, the repairs of the treatment plants, etc. He also keeps us informed of all the revenues and keeps track of exactly where we stand fiscally at any particular moment in time regarding production versus revenues generated. We also have, to my right, Mr. Patrick Fasanello, who's a longtime board member of the Massachusetts Water Resource Authority, the MWRA. He's a legendary member of this committee. He's spent his life in sewers and water, and he's been on this board since the beginning. I call him emeritus. We also have to my left Mr. Pradeep Mishra, who's a two-term commissioner, a longtime utility executive, and he's also currently an executive in healthcare at the present time. But he has been an innovator in the area of customer care. He's instituted a number of programs, one of them being the meter program. We're putting in new electronic meters. We're going from the 19th century to the 21st century with electronics and people being able to instantaneously obtain data about their water usage. He's also been very interested in the customers' complaints and about billing and cleaning up the operations. Myself, John Hassenjaeger, in 50 years of being on committees in Walpole, I've never addressed myself as doctor, but recently we were at a hearing and a commission member suggested that the commission wasn't qualified to be doing this job. So I just say, I have 50 years of experience on almost every board in Walpole. I'm a PhD economist. I was a consumer commissioner under Governor Michael Dukakis for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And 2 governors asked me to be chairman of the State Public Utilities Commission. I've served on many boards of directors and organizations, and I think it's insulting to have a member of the Finance Committee say we're not qualified to sit here. That being said, the meeting has an agenda here. First item, we have the minutes of the September 15th meeting. I'd ask the commissioners if anyone has any corrections or edits. Bill, you weren't here, so.
No.
Yep. Are you all set, Pradeep?
No, just from my point of view, there's just the fall capital budget thing, and that looks okay. The second page.
Yeah. Okay. Patrick, you good?
Not really, no. I have no questions.
All right.
There was a lot of, I don't expect you to take down every word, because you would have about 10 pages here. But I think you did a good job synthesizing it down. Thank you.
All right, I have a motion to accept the minutes.
Move to accept.
Okay, moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstained?
Abstain.
301. Okay, we have a superintendent's status report. The superintendent, who also works for the Walpole Water Department, is Stephen Nunnery. So he's not in attendance, so I'll review his status update for the public. Unless someone else wants to read it.
We have board
Yeah.
secretary. I think board secretary can help us.
You want to read it? You want me
No, no, the board secretary, if she can.
No,
help us.
I don't want her to read
Okay.
it. You want to read this, Bill, or you want me to do it?
Maybe you can summarize, you know,
Yeah, I'm just trying to say, it just abstract.
the hydrant flushing program begins this evening and will go until October 13th. We replaced a hydrant on Pemberman's Road. Let's see. And we're beginning our annual well cleaning program. We'll start with Washington Well 3A, and that'll be the first of 7 well cleanings during the fall into the winter. And our water department office is now located in room 112. It's on the first floor while they're doing some renovation work on the second floor office. And then there's a pre-construction meeting with the raw main cleaning project that will be starting shortly. They expect to kick off the actual cleaning on October 20th.
Okay, thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Any comments about that?
Yes. His report didn't mention anything about the water meter status. And could you address that to him, please, to Stephen Underwood? Yeah, well, what's going on with the water meters? How many have been installed? How many have not? We have a new water metering system that is state-of-the-art, but it's going out very, very slowly. But it will tell you if you have a leak, tells you how much water you use vis-a-vis. It's like the Edison, you know, last year you used so much, because we're a utility. But it doesn't seem to be progressing along here. I don't know what percent of the people have them. The questions like that I need to know.
Last week there was 936 installed.
Okay, and we have 7,000
8,000
customers.
10%, yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
I'll have to send you an update.
Okay, now we have an appointment. It's not 6:45 yet, but if your applicant's willing to start early, we can. All right?
Yes.
Sure, Stephen.
Ahead of time and under budget. I like
Okay. Go ahead.
You want to declare the appointment with the 212 North Street, and Steve Brady is here?
Steve.
Okay, hi, Steve, thank you.
Mr. Chair, members, it's good to
You
see
can
you.
use the mic, it
Sure.
comes up if you want to you can
How's
take
that?
it off
Take it right off?
if you want, sure.
The cameraman will
Just
tell you
don't take it
whether it's
home.
coming
I'll probably
through
break it.
properly. Yes, he gives you the thumbs up.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, it's good to see you again. My name's Steve Brady. Represent Bill O'Brien. He owns the property at 2112 North Street in the town of Foxbury and wants to tie into the MWR sewer and sewer only. I know back on June 23rd, we spoke at length about this subject. Our environmental concerns, we're trying to mitigate any contamination of the water supply. The board had some questions of me that I was unable to answer, quite frankly. So I brought Bob Silva, who's the engineer, to answer any questions that the board might have concerning the current septic system setup and any future tire and the logistics of how that's going to happen. So we're ready for your questions.
Okay.
And this is Mr. Silva.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. If anybody has anything, I'll just review. We addressed the fact that if we do give you approval, you're really starting a pathway to approval. You have to go through the MWA's steps as well. You're aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. And that could be a little timely, but worthwhile. We also wanted you to make sure you comply in your design, in your plan, with all the criteria and requirements that Walpole has for installing a sewer line. And that would be checked through DPW, Walpole Engineering, and then back to sewer and water. The third thing you will be required to enter into a mitigation agreement with the sewer and water department, which can be negotiated outside this forum. And then finally, there's the issue of the grease traps. And we want you to maybe you could explain how that works and how you're going to provide additional protection there.
Okay, so currently there's an inside grease trap, which is cleaned weekly by McDonald's. And then there's an exterior grease trap, which is required to be pumped quarterly per Mass DEP. And those reports are filed quarterly with the Foxborough Board of Health. And I'm not sure if you know, Foxborough Board of Health has a unique grease trap program. So if you miss a filing that you've pumped, then they come out and visit you, and you get a nasty gram and a warning. Now, I'm not sure if you are aware of it, but after the grease trap, there's currently a septic tank, and then after the septic tank, there's an aerobic treatment tank. So that is a miniature wastewater treatment plant right now, which discharges wastewater that's under the strength of a single-family home. So we typically have a BOD of 190 to 300, which is slightly less than a single-family home, which is unusual for a commercial institution. But I think it would behoove everybody involved if that were to stay in place, and it would address a lot of your concerns. So, in addition to the quarterly, to the weekly internal grease trap cleanings, quarterly external grease trap pumpings, and then there's quarterly services of the wastewater treatment plant where the operator checks all of the components and makes sure that everything is going okay. So you've got multiple eyes from multiple organizations making sure that everything's working properly.
It could be that our health department might want to work out some arrangement whereby quarterly or something, the owner forward to them some record that they've kept the approvals in place
Yeah.
from
So
Foxborough.
all we would have to do,
I'm sorry.
I just have a question. You explained the system now, and that the result is something less than residential. Are you suggesting that you would, at that point where it's the output of the sub-process is less than single family, that would be what would be coming into the Walpole sewer system?
I think
Or would you be getting rid of?
it's going to depend on what your requirements are, right? So we could come out of the existing exterior grease trap and go directly to the city sewer, right? Or we could go through the septic tank, through the existing aerobic treatment facility, and then discharge to the city sewer.
Okay,
Uh,
so
Yeah.
it's
Right.
possible or may not, depending.
Yeah, it's very possible from our end. It's going to be determined by what your requirements
Yeah.
are.
I think we'll ask the board, our engineer will ask the Board of Health, which
Yeah.
they would prefer.
I have a question. What is your current water supply, and how are you going to meter this sewer output?
So the current water supply is municipal water,
From,
which is metered from town of Foxborough.
okay, and then how the sewer water will be checked, like how much Walpole will meter you?
So the water meter is monitored quarterly,
Okay,
and that's on the quarterly reports.
No,
Unfortunately,
my question is how the Walpole will monitor it, because the department has to monitor that water uses to bill the sewer uses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We
we'll
currently
ask them
do.
to take the watering reading from Foxborough and report it to us. It would be,
Yeah,
We
that-
currently have sewer only, and occasionally there's somebody who's on a well who also wants to be on
That
sewer.
is
So
inside
that-
the,
There is, it's a question of, you're right, how are we getting that, the water usage information, because that's
Well-
how we trigger our sewer
If-
charge.
if you have an electronic reading system, then why not install that
put
at this
that there.
facility? And then it would be part of the Walpole system. You would get a water reading on your automated system.
No, which is correct, so that's why the
Yeah.
question was raised, like.
so we
how
can give
will
that
they
to
pay?
the engineer.
Okay.
Tell them that that's a requirement.
Okay.
Okay?
I was thinking of going the other way, putting a sewer meter on.
You know, sewer meters are problematic at best, right? So, I mean, you know, if anything, if you use the water meter reading, you're gonna have something slightly in the favor of the sewer commission, because there is irrigation there, and then, you know, some of the sales do go out in ice and soda, so.
You are treating this water, though.
Yes.
Like you say, you're running it like almost a mini treatment plant.
It is a mini treatment plant. You know, our last BOD test was 190 milligrams per liter.
So it would make it easier to put a sewer meter on it.
Yes, it would, after the treatment, yes.
Yeah. My problem is, what good does the town of Walpole get from all this? I mean, you don't pay taxes, here you pay them to Foxborough. This land is gonna become much more valuable as time goes by, because you now have municipal water and you have municipal sewer. It doesn't get any better than that. As a matter of fact, Walpole has enough water to supply, you know, a fire suppression. So now you can do all the things that you can do with that, which you probably know.
So, I mean,
Mr. Fasenello, I think what Walpole's getting here is a certain level of assurance that tank's not gonna go south and affect your water supply. You know, Bill O'Brien's been a fantastic neighbor to the town of Walpole for 40 years, employed a lot of her children in the store in McDonald's. He's been a great neighbor, and we're just asking you to do something neighborly. As Mr. Hasniaga said, we're more than willing to negotiate some sort of a mitigation fee to the town at a later time if this is approved.
That's good to know. There's two pieces here. The piece is the environment. You know, we don't want to see, this is right at our headwaters. So it's to our interest not to have, you know, anything bad going into that area. And right now, we can't guarantee it's not. The second thing is the money piece. You know, when we first joined MWRA sewer system, Walpole funded the entire town to be sewered. In other words, when they were sizing Deer Island and Nut Island, certain towns said, oh no, we'll never develop this area. So they didn't have an assessment fee that was high as ours. Ours, we said we're going to do the entire town. Everybody is entitled to sewer in the town. No other towns can join now. Deer Island is absolutely at its maximum. So, how do we recover that amount of money? Because now we're asking the MWRA to do another town. And I don't even know what they're going to say. What they will say, probably, and I think you're going to prevail on this, is because of the environmental issues. Because you're sitting up top there, and something goes wrong, and it's better in the sewer. But it's still, well, I guess I'd like to see the financial arrangements and see if
all right.
that helps the ratepayers, because that's what we're here for,
So
to.
two parts to your question. One is the money part, and I think I'm gonna lock the two of you in a room, and maybe you guys can hash it out. But I'm sure that you guys will be able to come
Let's be done
to some
later.
kind of financial agreement, but you guys are gonna have to obviously work on that. I can speak to the environmental part, right? We do know that, in general, if you have enough land and you have good soils, and you put residential wastewater back into the ground, okay, that's good for everybody. The earth will treat it, and it goes back into the water table, and we can reuse it, right? This situation is a little different, okay? That site would never be allowed to be built on today, okay? It's all fill. If you look at the back of the building, okay, it's all, I mean, it drops right off, it's all groundwater, right? So, you know, it's all fill, horrible soils, and you've got commercial waste, which is much more different, as you know, to treat, okay? So, you know, the risk to the environment, to the drinking water supply, is significantly higher there than I think anybody wants to see.
I think, Patrick, I think that part of it, I've got like 4 steps here I think they have to go through. And one of those steps is sitting down and negotiating with the Sewer and Water a mitigation agreement.
Does any of those steps have any information about this building being used now, the way it is being used? What happens in the future when they are not in business and there's another business there? Or some other kind of structure?
So.
I mean, that's,
Will that be part of this
is
negotiation?
that covered in that?
Absolutely.
And
Okay, well,
the
that's-
the use of that building is legally limited to what it is currently designed for, right? So they can't, they can never have an increase in design flow, right? So if there's 56 tables at the McDonald's right now, they can never go to 57.
And these are
Okay.
Walpole, Foxborough's rules,
That's state law.
state law.
So Title V, so if you had.
Tell me the state law, please.
It's CMR 15, which is commonly called Title V, right? So in Title V, there is one set of regulations which covers existing systems and allows you to replace them with more lax regulations. But if you ever wanted to increase the design flow or change the use, okay, then you cannot have any variances. You have no variances, and the rules in terms of separation of groundwater is much stricter. It will never qualify for a change of use.
Yeah, knowing towns are always looking for extra revenue. It's their interest to get more taxes by building bigger things and getting more money. So that's my worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but again, so by current state law right now, this facility can never see an increase in water usage.
Okay. Yeah, I would emphasize the point that this business does primarily serve Walpole residents. It's a public health issue, it's an environmental protection issue, and that you're protecting Walpole water essentially, and our bodies of water. I would propose that we approve this
Mr.
connection.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry.
Oh, Bill, I'm sorry.
He's flagging, he'd like a question.
I'm sorry, I'm not
You
looking
gotta
at
look over here every once in a while, John. I just want to agree with Pat. I mean, my concern is, why are we doing this for Walpole? I understand the idea of protecting our aquifer. Of course, once we put the water in the sewer, it's no longer going to be going into the groundwater, which does go, so it's sort of a 50-50. You know, as he mentioned, a properly treated sewer septic system is putting water back into the ground, but the meals tax is going to go to Foxborough, not to Walpole, and I assume that if we don't do this, that you'll either have to stop doing business there, or you're going to spend a lot of money to put a new system in that meets current, and that, you know, has some impact on the profitability of your operation.
Correct, so there would be a need to install
I want
a
to
new
talk
leach
about the
field.
groundwater.
But
Really? You got a lot
that
of
leach
stuff
field
to
would be
cover.
installed
back in.
under the remedial regulations, which means it can be closer to the water table. The treatment equipment is treating unpredigested wastewater, right? So in a residential system, all of the waste in that residential system goes through a human body first. But you've got the fats and oils and greases, and you've got everything else that's not going through a human body first. So it's much more difficult for bacteria to break down. So there's the wastewater from a commercial site going into groundwater has a much higher risk of there being a problem than a single family home.
No, I understand, but it's still, we're doing something for a town that's getting a lot of the revenue. And I'm not
Well, but I
opposed to doing something, but it needs to benefit substantially the town of Walpole, because we're providing a very important service, and that to replace your septic system is gonna cost a lot of money.
But
So anyways,
If the town of Walpole would get a negotiated connection fee, right, and then the town of Walpole would get sewer income on a monthly or quarterly basis for the service that they provide.
Okay.
Which, the cost to replace that leach field is significant, okay? But once you replace it, there's no monthly or quarterly fees,
no, I understand.
so.
Just, again, it's, we're
I-
going to be using a Walpole system for somebody that's not, it's not a Walpole operation,
Correct.
so.
I-
And so
I think-
there has to be something that makes me say, it's worth it.
Yeah, I think we can negotiate that in this point that I mentioned. It's not something we can do at this moment. It's not the right stage to do that. Go ahead, Mr.
Mr. Chair, I would just say that we'd be amenable to, in the mitigation agreement, to fasten some type of language in there where the town of Walpole can come check those grease traps. I know that was a major issue last meeting. Your inspectors could check the grease traps quarterly and get some fees off of that. I know it's not a massive amount of money, but just so the town of Walpole would have eyes on the system and get a little bit more money.
Mr.
Okay, I don't know about that part, but go ahead. Mr. Fessenden wants to
yeah,
talk about the water, but I would just say, the steps I've got in mind here is giving you time to sit down and have realistic discussions about what the mitigation figure might be. And it's worth your while to do that. At the same time, you're talking to the MWRA. It's something that has to be negotiated. We're not going to agree to anything like that here. There's too many moving parts, so.
Yeah, as far as on-site sewer systems, and the returning of the water to the aquifer, yeah, that used to be true before, let's say, 1938, when all these chemicals were devised by the chemical companies, Better Living Through Chemistry, all the cleaning products that you have in your house, all the insecticides that you have in your house. I mean, you know what you can buy at the supermarket. They all wind up down the drain. And if you have on-site sewer system, it's going to wind up in the environment. And the environment wasn't designed to clean that stuff out so much as it is the regular organic material that we had in the old days. So that's one of the reasons I think that we need to protect our aquifer.
Thank you. So, unless there's something, I just want to propose that we make a conditional approval of this connection, and it's subject to 4 steps. One being that the applicant initiate the process and steps required by the MWA to make a connection. Point 2, the plan will comply with the criteria and the regulations of the town of Walpole, its DPW, engineering, and sewer and water boards. Number 3, you will enter into negotiation for a mitigation agreement with the town of Walpole Sewer and Water Department. And then number 4, you will get approved both by the Board of Health and the Sewer and Water Department, a grease trap operations system. So that's the motion.
The one thing which I wanted to add was the water meters.
Oh, let's do that. And
Yeah, so
number 5, you will agree to a metering system that would be appropriate
for the Walpole
for Walpole.
to monitor.
That's
Yeah.
5 points.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
I second that motion.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, we got 400.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right, moving right along here. Where's my agenda?
abutment discussion about 22 Cedar Street.
Yeah, someone here from 22 Cedar. Oh, it's a little bit early.
Stuart.
Yeah, we are.
You want to postpone this so they can come before us, or? I mean, it looks a little complicated.
Yeah, I mean,
She was here before,
Yeah,
different event, and it was declined.
yeah.
well, okay. So we'll suspend that appointment in case she shows up later?
But there are like 2-3 different letters, and what was expected from us, it's not clear. It just says abutment discussion, so just want to
Well,
put that, yeah.
Well, all right. So she had made an appointment, or she didn't make an appointment, she just sent her own documents? Terry?
She sent it out.
Okay, so maybe she's not expecting to be here. All right, so we'll consider that then. 22 Cedar Street.
John?
Yes, Bill.
My position has been that we're one, the homeowner is responsible for pit meters, not us. But we've provided a 1.5-inch meter, which costs about $1,500 at no charge to them. Normally, they'd have to buy that. They did some reconstruction on the apron of their access, and it seems to me between those two things and the fact that we've done more than enough, and I don't think that any additional abatement is necessary.
Well, I guess they're contesting that the condition was obstructed or not operating properly for a considerable period of time, and we were estimating that possibly a portion of that water was never properly measured. And I think the other thing is, we could not retrieve the meter, or could not retrieve the meter, and what we did get, they couldn't test the meter to find out whether it was working properly or not. So they have a bit of an argument about when we say that we can't really prove anything went through the meter because the meter was derelict when they got it and you couldn't test it. So,
Would they prefer to pay for the meter, the new meter, at $1,500?
well,
That's a substantial item that the town is giving, and at no cost to them. Normally, they would pay.
let me see, I'm just looking for the volume that they were contesting.
And, you know, again, what is it based on? I mean, it's like the meter wasn't there, so how do they tell us, well, the meter's no good, you know, the numbers are no good, but I'm gonna use those numbers, sort of what I'm sort of seeing.
Oh, here. Anybody else? There's like 50 pages here. Do you have any thoughts about that, Pradeep?
I think we did discuss this last time in
Well, obviously,
details,
she's looking
yeah.
for something else. I mean, I'd be willing to do something, maybe 5% of the contested bill or 10% as a token of whatever, of courtesy to them for putting up with a mess. I don't think people are as quite naive as they claim to be about the water meter and the bill. I guess they were thinking that during that period, it doubled from $700 to $1,400, the quarterly bill. It's quite a bit of water. So,
Yeah, I think we had to go with the what superintendent is recommending, and he hasn't recommended any abatement.
Okay. Patrick, you have anything to say on that, or? You okay, Bill? That's your idea, right? Just leave it the way it is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll go along with that. Everybody all set? Want to vote on this?
I want to see her. I want her to come and,
Well,
But she has already been here.
I know, I want her back. I want to talk to her about this document.
Well, I
Okay.
think we'd answered saying that, no, we're not doing anything in addition to what we've already done.
why don't we say this, there's no change. If you are, continue to be, feel it is unjust, please make an appointment to come back in.
Yeah,
I mean, at
that's-
least leave the door open.
Yeah, no, door's always open on that.
Okay, I don't even know if we have to vote on that. We can just,
No, I don't know
No.
that we have to.
okay, got that, Terry? Okay, thank you. Okay, now the fun, let's see here. Correspondence. We have something called an open meeting law complaint. I believe it's in your packet under correspondence 1. And long story short, we had a meeting on September 4th. It was an emergency meeting because matter of a day or two before that, we learned for the first time that the Board of Selectmen were pursuing eliminating the Sewer and Water Commission. And we were not given the same information about that the Town Finance Committee was. And the Finance Committee was meeting, the Town Administrator issued emails that week. And a couple went out on Friday, the 5th, after we had met, but one went out just before that, and essentially, since we had no information, we called what I would say is an emergency meeting to try to understand what we knew about this, and anyone knew any more than anyone else. And at that meeting, the staff did not show up, other than the secretary for the Water Department. The secretary for the Water Department is not the clerk of the Sewer and Water Commission. Pradeep Mishra is the clerk, as the sign says. So they made an allegation. Alice Susan Lawson from the Finance Committee made an allegation that this was an open meeting law violation. Now, what happened after we had that meeting, and during that meeting, we took a vote, a roll call vote to go into executive session. Again, the staff was not here, and we were confused about what was going on, what all this meant. And we took a vote to go into executive session. And that's proper. We had the reasons for organizational considerations, operating considerations, and how we were going to deal with things without a staff. So we had appropriate reasons, and more so about issues that had been intended to be delivered to us, as Pradeep put in his minutes, that we did not get. So we had the executive session. Pradeep took minutes, and we closed that executive session at the end of the meeting. According to the regulations, we met all the requirements of an executive session. And the appeal, the complaint of Mrs. Lawson is that we voted to go into executive session. 4 commissioners were present, 3 went into executive session. It lasted 1 hour, over 1 hour. She says, Commissioner Abbott explained he thought it was inappropriate to go into executive session. And that he did not feel that the desire to discuss the reorganization or the plan to eliminate Sewer and Water Commission was appropriate topic for an executive session. And she's putting the blame on Mr. Abbott, felt that this was a violation of open meeting law. And then now she's saying that there was no previous notice of an executive session, which is not required. And she felt that by dismissing the secretary of the water department, she called secretary the clerk, which should have been present to take minutes, which is not correct because our clerk was present to take minutes. And she questioned whether Walpole Community Television should have been excused or not. So that's the complaint. So she's asking for what can we do about this, or what would be a proper response? The Sewer and Water Commission, who were present, meaning the three of us, in executive session, should publicly admit the violation, or to the violation, of the open meeting law and provide a public apology. The commission who were present should each separately produce a record of what was covered in the meeting during the executive session. And the chairman should be replaced, that's me, for not abiding by state law. So that's the complaint. We have, I received it on the 16th of September. And we have 14 days to get a response to that. The town administrator, I think, motivated that in his, our meeting was on the 4th. He sent additional memos out, emails on the 5th, which is the date the town hall closes at noon. The email he sent to us was different than the email he sent to the finance board. When the finance board met, he opened his comments by saying that he felt we had a violation of the open meeting law. I think that possibly cued Mrs. Lawson into, she should make a complaint. But whoever it came from, the complaint was made. The town administrator, if I can find it here.
I just want to add something. First of all, the board did vote 301 to go into executive session, so that's fully democratic
I
process.
think it was 310.
310, okay. 310 to go into executive session. And the Article 7 was the discussion point. And Article 7 is to replace elected board by advisory board. And that discussion has to be there in executive session so that we can determine our, the board accountability and the response to the memo which was given on September 4th. After September 4th, we came to know that that memo itself was a redacted memo. It was not a correct memo given to us. The town had given a different memo to Finance Committee, and this complaint is filed on 9/15 to hide that effect. This is September 15th thing, when the Finance Committee had already met on, I think, September 8th. Let me just correct that date by checking my calendar. Yes, it was September 8th, and this complaint is September 15th. And the one last thing about the notes, being the clerk of the this board, I did send the note to the town clerk and the town administrator what was discussed. What we asked that day was all the memo which was sent by town to the different board, to be given to the Board of Water and Sewer. Second thing we asked was let me refer to the email so that I don't go off my my notes. And in the second, give me a second. The second thing we asked was the public financial statement from last 5 years to show what was the actual budget and revenue and the transition to monthly billing. These three topics were discussed. The town administrator has not responded to any of this requirement from the Board of Sewer and Water. They have not given actual memo. The actual meeting which was happened on August 22nd between the select board and the town administrator. The dates and notice of any public hearing or forum held on this matter, the record of public comments received on Article 7, and the vote history of the select board on Article 7. Even after the executive session meeting, this information was requested from the town administrator, and this information is not given to the board until today, and today is September 22nd. So this is our meeting note from the what is this, the complaint about? Yes,
So
yeah,
the
so.
meeting was on the 4th, the
Yeah.
executive session.
September 4th. So between September 4th and September 22nd, we have not received any documentation from the town official on the date and notice of public hearing which was held by select board. We have not received any record of public comments from the town official about Article 7. We have not received the vote history of the select board on Article 7. So this itself is a violation of the democratic process. It's a violation of the transparency, accountability of the town towards elected board of, by the people of, Walpole. So I don't think there was a violation to conduct a meeting and ask town for more documents. Yes, go ahead.
John,
Yes.
I just want to go on the record that I believe that we were violating, the board did violate, and as you know, I voted no and went on there. There are 10 specific reasons in the law to do it, and what has been stated doesn't match up with any of the 10. So I just want to go on the record that I believe that it was improper to go into executive session.
Can I respond to that, please?
Sure.
If you read the law carefully, and I mean really carefully, and it doesn't only include what's written there, but other things too that can be sometimes used in executive session. Now, as the chairman has pointed out, we got, was it 2 days' notice that we were going to be disbanded, that the town was going to get rid of the elected Sewer and Water Commission that had been an elected body for 130 years. We get blindsided by this, and we needed to discuss it. Okay, we're an open board, and we pride ourselves on transparency. Where are we going to discuss this? Privately. Because we have people in the town who want to get rid of us. So we go to executive session to discuss strategy, and we do. We discuss strategy, and we generate 4 points, which the clerk immediately after the meeting, executive meeting, tells what we talked about and the 4 points that we discussed. We did not have the secretary here because she's an employee of the town, the same entity that wants to get rid of us. You can't have the cameraman here, obviously, because it's a closed session, so I don't know why he would ever anybody would bring that up except to add more fuel to some fire that they're trying to ignite.
Well, I haven't.
In the interest of transparency, we went into executive session. We didn't discuss this at a restaurant someplace. We didn't discuss it at somebody's private home. That some boards do, many boards do. And we tried to obey the law as best we could. Now, it's not up to Mr. Abbott to say he's not an expert on this, and I resent him, trying to say something like that, because that's not true. And...
Just wanted to get on the record.
No,
just
I
wanted
have the
on
floor.
record
You be
to
quiet
state
until it's your
that
turn.
I felt
You
there
be
was
quiet
a
until
member
it's your
saying
turn.
otherwise.
Mr. Abbott, be quiet till it's your turn.
You talk too
Be
much.
quiet till it's your turn. You interrupt people all the time, and I'm getting tired of it. Just sit there and relax, and it'll be your turn soon. Therefore, in order to discuss the strategy, meager as it is, we did go into executive session. I think it's absolutely proper. I think we will be vindicated, and I think that this open meeting law complaint form is just frivolous. Thank you.
Okay.
I have a statement to make. We did tell the town that the Board of Sewer Water maintains that any proposal to eliminate an elected commission must be subject to a fully transparent process with an open disclosure of documents, participation by town representative, and the clear justification based on professional and financial merit, not the administrative expediency. And all these are to just block that process, block the transparency. This is very shameful. That's on the record I'm saying, the town is playing politics here.
Yes, Mr. Abbott.
Again, Pat, you can disagree with me. I just want on the record that I believe that we were improper in going as a board into executive session.
Okay, thank you, Bill. I would say that I'm the person who called for the executive session, and I had 100 reasons. And no one's going to tell me what all my reasons are, and I don't have to recite them to anyone. I can prove my reasons. And an attorney can tell me that I have too many reasons to even cite here. I probably have 100 reasons why I called for executive session. So that's the name of the game. And it's fraudulent to say that the clerk wasn't present. We followed all the procedures. Sure, madam. Is Attorney Lincoln?
My name is Grace Lincoln, and I am from Precinct 2. And what I would like to say is that I am a registered voter here in Walpole. I at one time went to town election, and I put my check mark next to one of your names to have you seated here. It was my vote. It was the people's vote. And the fact that they are trying to eliminate you behind our backs and bring it to town meeting, I believe is not right. As far as executive session, I serve on several boards. Some are international, some are national, and I know for a fact that executive sessions are a way for a board to meet privately when the need arises at the discretion of the chairman. So I absolutely say no to Article 7 and support this commission. We need to have an elected commission of water and sewer to oversee what our administrators at the town hall are doing. Thank you.
Now, I would just like to say one thing here. One thing I'd like in discussions of this, people keep saying the town. I want to make it clear, it isn't the town of Walpole that's challenging this. It's a committee, it's the Board of Selectmen. They're an equal board elected, just like the Sewer and Water Commission. They're not greater or lesser. They're the same. And they are not the town of Walpole. The town of Walpole is the town meeting. And the Board of Selectmen are supposed to go to the town meeting and respectfully request what they're asking for in their budgets. And the Town Finance Committee is supposed to deal with that along with the moderator. Unfortunately, it's been turned around in Walpole. People somehow think the town administration or the Board of Selectmen are really the town of Walpole. They are not the town of Walpole. They're employees of the town of Walpole or an elected board. So they don't have the authority to do this. And I find it interesting when they say the Board of Selectmen brought this up, but according to our research, there's been no meeting of the Board of Selectmen to discuss this topic. There's been no minutes discussing this topic. There's been no votes taken, or record of any votes taken prior to this article being closed in the warrant and presented to the Finance Committee for voting. These illegalities may in fact render the Article 7 illegal in itself and not have any standing to be considered in town meeting. So when you say the petitioner, whoever is issued, I find it very interesting in front of the Finance Committee, the first time we saw anybody after this surprise ambush, the town administrator said he didn't know who prepared the article. It came from the Board of Selectmen. He knew that he couldn't identify a meeting when it was discussed. He couldn't identify the motion or the vote. Subsequent to that, he realized he was wrong, so at the next Selectmen meeting, they took the topic up and voted to advance Article 7 to the town meeting. That was
Modified.
after the fact.
Yes.
So I think they're in trouble, and I think basically, in our response, we should not only respond to Mrs. Lawson, but we should file our own open meeting violation against the Walpole Board of Selectmen.
Because there's, the letter we got said that the selectmen support this article, proposed Article 7. It says that we have that in writing. If the selectmen proposed that, when did they get together to support it? I mean, isn't that prima, I mean, it's just.
Prima facie
Yeah,
evidence.
prima facie evidence that we have open meeting law non-compliance?
Yeah, basically, a warrant has to be presented and approved by the Board of Selectmen in an open meeting. That's one thing. It's supposed to have a sponsor. Even if it was a sponsor, they should have had a vote on it. Further, they would have had to hire an attorney to write that article up, which is the town attorney. So that took time, and none of it coordinates. It was something that was hatched possibly, but it wasn't done in a formal meeting, and that's why I say possibly there's an open meeting law violation committed by the Board of Selectmen in that circumstance. But I would like the commission to consider answering, allowing me
join
to
here?
get an answer presented.
You can
Oh.
join here as the,
Mr. Hamilton.
Mr. Hamilton, you can join as a member here.
Bill?
I would just want to remind you that you do have, there is a complaint, and you do have to respond.
That's what I just
So-
said.
Yeah, so
We are
I
going
just
to
want
respond.
you can talk about whether open, Article 7 or whatever. You do have to do something to
Right.
this, or you're going to get in trouble, so.
I think we probably have to go into executive session to do that. No, I'm being facetious now, but we could file a complaint against the selectmen, since we have that evidence. I mean, we could do that, and, you know, you look at this form that was sent by
Lawson.
Alice. It says, it's very, very professionally done. And, I mean, if this board is going to file a open meeting law complaint, you know, we'll write out the form. But this one is,
Right.
That is the
absolutely,
official form.
What?
It's not a made-up form, it is a real form.
no, I'm talking about the printing on the form. Do you notice it's how it is?
Yeah, I
It's
know.
professionally
It's
done.
printed like it's part of the form, Bill,
Yeah.
which is not,
Do you think this
can't
was
do this
done
on your
at town
computer.
hall? Where was this done? Do you think Alice did it at her house? Did she write it out? Does she have the equipment to do that kind of thing? I don't know. And if you also read what the town administrator said, he said, oh, if if somebody should ever file a complaint, you know,
You'd be in
I
trouble.
would have a hard time providing any kind of logic to it or something. Did you get that letter? You must have seen that letter, right? From the town administrator saying that? I have it here someplace. Anyway, it's like, you know, if anybody ever does that, you know, they'll be in big trouble because I can't seem to justify that. I have that, I can read it to you the next meeting.
No, I have
If you
that
want.
letter here, and.
You have
this- Yeah, and this
You should
letter,
take over for a second.
yeah. I have this letter, and this letter was sent to, by Jim Johnson to the board, and Ben Barrett and Ellie Hamilton, Dennis Crawley, and Doug Shea. And the letter says that the notes which we sent after the executive session, and he said he's going to provide that information, but never provided that information. The second thing he said is that you are asking about the executive session, open meeting law violation, isn't it? Just one. Typically, my office, this situation, Spartanburg Commissioner, okay, so his main thing, I have been unable to find any agenda item listing a purpose of entire executive session. In addition, I have been informed that Commissioner Clerk was directed to Commissioner Clerk is myself. I took the notes, so I don't know why.
I know.
Town administrator himself is confused who is the clerk of the board and who took the minutes of the session without a cited exemption and minutes. So I took the minutes and did send to the town administrator, and end of the meeting I did inform the secretary here that will be providing that notes. And that's what it is. I think with respect to Article 7, the way that the town process is happening is not correct. Whether it's a open meeting or closed door meetings town is doing is not helping all this process. The town has to first show up in the Board of Waters and Sewer meeting. After August 22nd meeting, they are missing in action. They are MIA from all the water board meeting. Can't they face the elected board and respond? They haven't responded by email. They haven't responded by paper mail or by coming to this board meeting. And that's typical violation of the democratic process.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with open meeting or non-open meeting, what do you call it, things.
So,
And furthermore, the town administrator is our agent. We pay him. He wasn't at the meeting. He didn't send anybody to that meeting that he alleges we violated the open meeting law. The question is, why did he fail to be here? And why did he fail to direct us if he thought it was the wrong thing to do, instead of, making up a make-believe story that if somebody filed, he would have a hard time, defending that. It's more like, instead of being our agent, he's more like an adversary. I mean, that's hard for us to deal with. And that's a problem, because we don't have the resources
The
that
trust
he
has
has.
been broken. The trust has been broken by August 22nd memo.
Absolutely.
That's correct.
That's put right.
Yes.
so, do you want, let me just ask you this. As far as, I can describe the answer, give our answer that we were within the law, et cetera, explain the points. As far as, what action do they want the public body to respond to, what to take in response to the complaint? Do you want me to say that we want to make an apology, or do you want to just say we're, feel that we were correct in doing it? And possibly others who should be making the apology.
Commissioner Hamilton,
Hamilton.
this is Figueroa.
Okay. Yes, sir. Mr. Hamilton?
Mr. Chairman, through you, I couldn't find a parking place when I pulled in. So I'm sorry I'm late, but that was a problem I had. Now, I heard the conversation about the open meeting law, and unless the law is changed, all the years I sat on boards and commissions, you did nothing wrong to be a violation of the open meeting law. Now, when I was on the Board of Selectmen, we always announced before we went into executive session that no votes would be taken in executive session. Did you guys vote in executive session?
No.
Well, we voted that.
To go into executive session.
We voted to go in, and then we voted to, I
Come
think,
out.
we had a consensus. We had a consensus that was,
send the
what we
note.
were talked about, the 4 points,
Yeah.
would be, that's what we discussed.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if we took a form, we didn't, did we
No.
take a formal
You just
vote?
took a vote going in and took a vote going out.
Yeah, okay, we
Yeah,
did
that's
that.
just to end the executive session. And that's what we did, and if we had to take a vote after a discussion in executive session, we always made it in open session, the vote, and I don't see that you did anything wrong. And I don't know what they're claiming was done wrong, but the other thing that I would urge the board not to do is, I understand there's some aggravation or whatever with the select board in the way they've handled this, but we shouldn't start any kind of war with the select board, I don't think. I think we should just defend our positions and go forward. And the other thing that I would like to do is, I would like to make a motion to invite, I believe it's Fisher or Forrester is the hydrologist that's monitoring the plumes of very, very hazardous material in our School Meadow Brook aquifer. Now,
That's out of discussion.
It's
Let's-
out of the
let's finish this
discussion,
one.
Bill.
Oh,
Let's finish
okay,
this one.
okay.
Let's finish this
We
topic.
we can
and
put it on the agenda for next meeting.
So,
which would be Monday the 6th, I think.
Yeah, I'd like to have a meeting next Monday.
Yes.
There's things we have to discuss.
Yeah, let's finish this topic
Yeah.
and then.
so we're in agreement that I will get an answer out to this along the lines of what you've said. We don't feel we broke the law, we followed these procedures, and we feel we had many reasons to go into the section, and I mentioned a number of them. That's all I had to do. I'm not have to comply to someone's alphabet list. These are the most serious, there isn't any more serious reason you could go into executive session than the reason we were going into executive session. They're putting the whole organization of 130 years out of business overnight, in the dark, in secret.
And.
So, and as far as the thing, we say, we regret if anyone thinks that, this was a violation, but I'm told by an attorney that we didn't violate it. So I said, in inquiring with an attorney, we're told that we were not in violation, so we do not feel there's anything further to do on this matter. And certainly in the future, we'll try to make sure that everyone understands what we're doing when we go into executive session, something like that. Non-committal. Bill?
Mr. Chairman, I would recommend that for our next meeting, we have on the agenda an executive session, so there's no confusion.
And.
Because there'll be more to discuss,
What would it be for?
Whatever
to discuss Article 7.
And-
No,
Because we might wanna
that's
do
in
something.
every meeting agenda. It's
You might
even
wanna-
in
we wanna
today's
make a-
agenda.
I think we
Oh, no,
already
no,
did.
no,
Okay, I don't care, sure.
An
You're calling for the
executive
meeting, So he
session
wants the
that's
opportunity to have an
advertised.
executive session if we want one.
Okay,
But
Okay.
we always tried to have it advertised when we could.
Yeah.
You couldn't
It's
because
an emergency.
it was an emergency. And that's fine. I don't think that this board did commission did anything wrong. But I think for our next meeting, we may have some things to discuss in executive sessions over Article 7, and I think there's an Article 8. And I would like, and especially after we invite, well, I'll talk about that later.
So I want to make a motion that we respond to this open meeting law complaint form by Alice Susan Lawson, saying that the board discussed this complaint and found no violation, and would like to thank for her contribution to this
I'll second that.
discussion.
Okay, moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain?
I'm going to abstain because, as I said, I believe that we did go in, so I...
So
but
we
Sort of an odd position of,
Do you have the list of 10 things there, Bill?
I do.
Could I see them?
If you want, I can read them. Discuss the reputation, character, physical condition, mental health, rather than professional competence of an individual, and you gotta live, if you are, you gotta give 48 hours of notice.
there was no individual
Doesn't
discussion.
appear to be.
There's no
that one.
individual, yeah.
Second one, conduct strategy session in preparation for negotiation with non-union personnel or conduct a collective bargaining session or contract negotiation with
There was no
does
union.
not apply.
Yeah.
Except the
Discuss-
strategy.
Discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation if an open meeting would have detrimental effect on the bargaining. Doesn't apply.
What's the title of that? What's up, what is that for? What's
You
on the
can
front?
go do this, there's an open meeting law guide and educational material. If you just go with,
Well, that sounds like this, that's for a Board of Selectmen.
no, this is the open
We don't-
meeting law.
Well, a
The-
lot of organizations don't have employee unions and so forth.
No, I know. It's the open, if you don't want, you wanted the 10, I'll give you the 10. If you,
Where did it come from? I'd like to, I
You
don't
go on
want
the
to.
website, I mean.
Keep reading, keep reading.
Okay,
And this form is the
Yeah,
official
please,
form.
please,
It's not
please.
made-up form. All right,
Please.
the next one, discuss the deployment of security personnel or devices or strategies with respect hereto. Doesn't, not relevant to what was discussed. To investigate charges of criminal misconduct considering a filing of a criminal complaint. Number 6, to consider purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property if the chair declares that open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position. Again, not relevant. Number 7, to comply with or act under authority or general specific law or federal grant in aid requirements. Again, nothing to do with what was discussed.
Oh, repeat that, Bill.
To comply with or act under the authority of any general or specific law or federal grant in aid requirements. Number 8.
Article
that-
7 is a general law. The Article 7 is coming up, so we discussed Article 7. So
If
we
you
will-
believe that that's the
Yeah.
case, then you would
that's you should mark it. You should highlight it.
It's-
No, I'm just saying like it's
If
just
you-
says that
I
we are
don't.
discussing that Article 7,
Look,
and
I
that's what
understand.
is the
You
note.
believe that you were in there. I disagreed. I voted no, and
Now you read just
So
now to
number 8.
discuss.
Oh, well, hold on,
You
while
already-
while you're just
You
on
already
that one.
statement. Yeah, you already.
Okay, if you think, then
Yeah.
Now,
you can find and point to number 7 of the 10,
Yeah.
if you are wishing. That's
Yeah, that-
your
I'm just
answer
asking your
too.
help, but we're not
well,
not
let's-
arguing with you. We understand
All right.
how you feel about it.
Number 8.
Well, wait a
you
minute,
wanted
number-
the 10.
number
I'm
7.
only 3 away if you want.
I'm
right
trying to
as
listen.
well.
Bill, let him finish.
Number 8, to consider or
I'll have to
interview
remember number
applicants
7
for
then.
Let me start again on number 8. To consider or interview applicants for employment or appointment to preliminary screening, whatever. Again, I don't see that. Number 9, to meet or confer with a mediator as subject in section 23C of chapter 233 with respect to any litigation or decision in any public business with its jurisdiction involving another party, group, or entity, provided that, and it goes on. Now, number 10, to discuss trade secrets or confidential, competitively sensitive, again, where there's no trade secret. Anyways, it's information that is publicly available.
Yeah,
I
but
think that we
read number
probably-
10 again.
I think that,
Number
I'm
7.
not gonna read them again, Pat, they're on the
Okay.
line.
Number
Yeah,
7.
well,
It'll
see,
be-
it's subject to interpretation.
That's fine.
And if you're a strict
He
constructionalist,
talks about
then
me
you
talking
have
over him.
one view.
He does it
But
himself all the
however,
time.
if you're not, you have another view.
Okay.
And
So-
I think that the four of us have a different view than you do.
And that's that's fine, I just was stating, I wanted it on the record because it's an unusual situation where it wasn't the entire body that it was being served with this complaint.
Okay, I request the chairman to close this discussion.
Yeah,
The
so-
vote was taken.
Yeah, all in favor?
Oh,
Are
now,
we over in favor of
I
what?
just want to clarify now.
The vote was still-
7, 9, and 10 absolutely would apply to being able to discuss Article 7 because it makes a major change. It takes away our individual authority, and we needed to discuss how badly that authority is being taken away. We lose a major part of our ability to work to protect the water and sewer systems, and that is more than enough reason in my mind for executive session. So I'll vote now.
Well,
We already voted 401, and then you want to re-vote again? It's up to you. You decide.
401 is good. You want to abstain?
Yes, I'm abstaining, and
Okay.
again, it's because I
You want to re-vote or?
think there was a legitimate,
No,
Well, let me ask you
I don't
this.
think we need a revote.
Can I borrow a copy of that to make a copy of it?
you can.
Yeah,
And-
And,
you know-
because I know you don't necessarily want to see the Sewer and Water Commission disbanded, you're just giving your your indifference about what, what's what. So I get that. So it's not about you in any way, positive or negative.
This was.
We just want to respond, like you said, Bill. This
Listen.
helps us respond, whether they like it or
I
not.
just don't want the board to get into any
No,
further
I
trouble by
appreciate
saying, hey, I'm not going to answer. You got it.
Exactly.
This is,
No.
the Attorney General is expecting an answer.
Yeah.
You can say you don't believe there was, and now you have the 10 reasons that are written as part of the law.
So
Right.
we'll take 7 and 8.
Yeah, I think you
like,
probably
yeah.
want to refer to it other than 7
Seven.
and 8, but that's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
from the information that's available.
Okay.
Well,
So we will have another meeting, I guess, and we're going to
When's the next
post that
meeting?
with executive session possibility in it, so,
When is the next meeting?
well, I don't know, we want to have it in 2 weeks?
No, I want it next week.
I
Yeah.
suggest that there is, online, if you go for the Massachusetts open meeting law, particularly executive session, just use those keywords, you will find it tells you how to do it so you don't get in trouble, and when you can and when you can't. And I just would like the board not to get in any more trouble. And again, I understand at least 3 or maybe 4 of you believe that you were in there, and I believe that it wasn't valid. But I just don't want to, let's not get into any more trouble.
I read the same thing, and you left out some things in there.
All right?
I've read the
fine.
whole thing
Anyways.
twice.
Okay,
Chairman, I
And
think
and
we
it-
discussed
you,
it.
you're given just pieces of that.
okay.
well, I got
Thank you.
another question. Mr. Abbott,
Yes.
did you attend the executive session
No.
when you left the room?
I said I said I did not believe that an executive session would be appropriate. One, it was not on the agenda, and there's a specific thing
Be
you
on the
have to
agenda.
say, I want to go in, and here is one of the reason I'm going in. Like, I want to discuss a criminal complaint against Joe Blow or something, or maybe you wouldn't even be able to list the name. And then you would take the roll call. I said it wasn't, and if we attempted to go in, I would have to leave the meeting. We took the vote, it was 3-1, I was the one saying no, and at that point I left the meeting.
Now, I find it hard to believe that anyone would give us the option to go into executive session to discuss Article 7, which is a dissolution of the, I don't think we could be called a commission after a vote at town meeting. We would be a
Advisory.
board of the select board, and we would lose a lot of our authority, if not
All of it.
most.
If I could make, when one goes into executive session, and you probably should just look at this, the selectmen go in periodically, they've got to negotiate contracts. see how they do it. And you'll say that we're going to go into executive session, and they list the specific thing that is allows one to go in. You can't just say and I tell you, Bill, to discuss Article 7 is not something that you would have said as a reason. I'm just saying, let's do it
Well,
right.
Article 7 is a
It's not one of the, it's,
responsible.
you would say a specific thing.
It is already
And I
in
read
the-
all 10,
yeah.
and none of them say, oh, you can say Article 7. If you think that the 7th item, and now John has it, is the reason, you would have stated, we're going into executive session, and the reason was, and you could probably state exactly what number 7 is, and then.
Well, the
that
difference-
was the reason.
The reason
The
was
difference, Bill,
strategy.
is that the town uses the town attorney and gives them a specific language to go in executive session. The town saw fit to have our staff taken away so we couldn't ask them to put
The
us
town
into executive
representative,
session to
there
give
was
us the
no,
correct
yeah,
language. So they caused the problem if there is one. I don't think there is one. I've been on many boards, state, local, banks. I've gone into many executive sessions. I've never used those reasons. Most of those organizations don't have any of those things. They don't have employee unions. They're not towns. They're not selectmen. They're other types of boards. And they still use the same thing. They go executive session. Robert's
I
Rule
tell
of
you
Order.
what, I promise not to say anything more on this thing.
Yeah,
I mean, so I'm just gonna stop.
okay, thank you.
I'm gonna
Let's
stop.
close this topic and move on to the next one.
Yeah.
I suggest you. Thank you.
So now we're on
Memo,
Mr. Abbott, revenue report.
910 revenue numbers as of, this is as of September?
Through
22nd.
August, the end of August.
So actual revenue, 1 million for water and $873,000 for sewer so far, and this is just the second month of the financial year.
It's July and August.
July
It's-
and August,
It's 2
yeah.
months in the fiscal year.
And is this also with the pumping stats?
Yeah, that was a late mail. I just got the information. Usually I get it. It's the normal thing here, and the only change is the August 2025 total. And as you can see, it was like 110% higher than the historical,
Both, yeah. So July was.
just, I don't know if you see these.
July
Yeah,
was 100,
these-
yeah.
Yeah, the red were where it was less than the prior, the average of the prior three. The ones that are in black, it was greater, just as it reads here. Red means 97%, less than 97% of the prior 3-year average. Black means greater than 97%. And I have the percentage there. So it
Right.
just gives something, an idea of, are we going to run short on revenue because revenue equates to what we're pumping, or are we going to, have more revenue than expected? And if you look, you can see like year 2022, all but 1 month was a bit more than average, and if you look at, 2019 is like the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Where all
Yeah.
but 1 month was below average. Again, it's information. Normally, it would be part of the package. I give it as soon as I get it, and, the date closes, for the warrant. Not the warrant, the agenda, so.
Okay. Thank you. Everybody all set?
No, I'm waiting for the next one.
Yeah, okay. So Article 7.
Yeah.
So just discussion item.
Article 7, can I
open
talk?
session, yeah. No, I'm just saying, I'm just reading
Yeah,
up the agenda so that people understand. And this is Article 7 open session. Please go ahead.
Well, I was just going to, before I forget, John, you're going to fill out that form, right, for the Attorney General under Article 7, because that's where it springs from. I think when you do the form, the board should vote to let the town attorney chat with you. You should meet with the town attorney just to give it the color of legal expertise here. So if you want to, I'd like to vote, have the town authorize the town attorney to talk to you, chat with you, give you any ideas or whatever, if you want. Do you want that?
No,
Okay, all right.
I
That's
think the
it.
town attorney showed who the town attorney was on the TV the other night at the finance committee. He's totally biased, and he's totally in the pocket of the Board of Selectmen, and he's not gonna give any straight, to me, he's not gonna
Well,
give
it
any
may not
straight
be,
answers.
it may not be the same person.
Well,
I just offering that,
the
it's
town,
something,
yeah, no, the town
that
attorney
should-
in this town works for the town administration, basically. They don't work for the,
well, he's supposed to work for the town.
well, I know, but it's all wrong.
Okay,
The town
You-
meeting's the same thing.
is the answer no?
Yeah,
Okay. I withdraw my everything.
I don't wanna give it that credibility.
Hmm?
I don't wanna give him that credibility,
Okay?
because it's gonna be
all right.
negative anyway.
Okay.
So,
I just thought you might want an
I'll
asset.
have an independent attorney, they'll give me an honest answer.
Who's attempt to give you an asset at your disposal.
Well, that's naive, you know better.
No, I
Have you
don't.
ever watched a town meeting? Has the town attorney ever gone against anything the town administration has presented? Never. In 30 years of looking at it, I haven't seen it happen once. And lawyers have told me who sit in the audience, they said it completely wrong. So I don't, in fact, I could tell you, I was here when they hired Lenny Copeland as town attorney. I know exactly what he told the board about that. Well, how do you know how do we know what you're gonna decide, what you're gonna rule? No worries. So, that's back in the old days. No, thanks. You know attorneys, they can give you an opinion.
I-
You know attorneys, you're related to a couple, they could give you an opinion.
All
What
three
are we
of them.
discussing now?
Article 7. open
Article
session.
7.
Okay.
Open session, you have anything to say? on that?
Well, you know, I've gone into a lot of executive sessions when I was on the different committees and the boards. And we always advertised when we were gonna discuss a contract or whatever, because we knew we were gonna do that. And we usually knew more than a week in advance. Article 7, to me, was a surprise. I suspect it was a surprise to the other members of this commission. So that was an emergency executive session, which is fully allowed. I don't think that was explained right to whoever is questioning it. I think that when you needed to get together and discuss freely what Article 7 does to this commission, it's shocking. I mean, to be honest, I'm shocked that they would disband an elected board in the fashion, or commission, in the fashion that they're doing it.
I have, again, I want to repeat that we have asked, the board have asked the town to provide all the records of August 22nd memo, which was one different copy was sent to the select board and finance committee, and a different copy was sent to Board of Sewer and Water, which itself is against the idea of transparency and accountability. I suggest that town be more transparent and give us all the records of August 22nd memo, which was never given to the Board of Sewer and Water. And would like the vote history of the select board also on August 22nd meeting. Any meeting which was done after September 4th or 10th does not matter, because as per town administrator's own memo, that was the last day of closing of the article, and where is the record of that particular
The
meeting?
19th was the last day, but they sent the memo out the 22nd.
Yes, but-
Warrant was closed 19th, so way
Yeah.
before.
So August 19th was the closing day. We have asked in last two meetings also to provide that record, and today is September 22nd. So I think the town is just not being transparent about this
The
process.
selectmen, not the town.
For me, it's just the system.
Okay.
I'm not pointing to one particular person or a select board or something. It's to the system.
Well,
to
the
bring
town didn't
transparency.
file Article 7.
Which,
The-
now you're going to
the town
technicality, which
administra-
is correct.
The town
but-
administrator said they came from the Board of Selectmen. He wouldn't say who, he didn't say when. It did not come, the town meeting is the town of Walpole, not the Board of Selectmen.
That's
Town
correct.
meeting is the
Yeah.
town of Walpole.
So I'll say town official.
It's Board of Selectmen, that's what he said. Our agent said it came from the Board of Selectmen.
Okay, and but we
He
figured out,
said they supported it. He didn't say.
which is fine, which is totally
But-
fine, but where is the record? Where is the public record? When
Well,
did
well-
the Board of Selectmen met on August 19th? I could not find it. We asked for that information.
I searched also.
Yeah, we could not find it. There's no Walpole Media, YouTube, there's no
There's nothing.
agenda posted on Walpole site, there's nothing. So I can't find anything where the Board of Selectmen discussed Article 7 before August 22nd memo.
Yeah.
I could not find it, so that
In,
itself is
in,
a...
Pradeep, I have written across here on my thing, why can't we know where this Article 7 springs from? Why can't we know that? Why don't we know that? We have no idea where this came from. And we know who supported it, the selectmen, but we don't know how they supported it. We don't know when they met to support it. We don't know anything about that. So that's interesting.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I ran for this position in May, and I talked to the selectmen, and they never informed me that this was about to happen. And I went through a campaign and talked to the selectmen, and they never told me that I was running for a seat that was going to be demolished. So I believe that this commission was in full right to meet an executive session to interrogate each of us, all five of us, to find out what we knew about this, because it was not public information in my mind. You know, this was not something that was written up. I had no notice of it during my campaign, and I'm sorry to say that I think this is not an executive session that was illegal. It was an executive session that was a must to allow the members of the conservation, of the Sewer and Water Commission to discuss what was going on, because no one knew. So it wasn't illegal.
No, we are on articles, open session, so you can
Right.
talk about the open issues you have.
Yeah, and so it was, and I wouldn't have wanted to go into open discussion to discuss it way back when you did. I wasn't here, but I wouldn't have wanted to, I would have wanted to go into an executive session to find out what the members of the commission knew about this. And apparently, no one knew anything, and that's shocking. But I don't want to start a war with the select board.
well, you're not starting a war, someone started a war with you. You're responding to the war.
Right, right.
You're responding to an article to eliminate your position.
Someone's taking action to put you out of business.
Right, exactly. I
Okay.
mean, and
So
that's...
don't say you're starting a war, you're not starting any war.
And that's certainly reason for going into executive session to be, is it defrocked? Is that a good word to use?
Well, here's the reasons that we give them to the Finance Committee. Why is this being proposed now? Sewer and Water Commission model dates back to 1894, when they lacked full-time licensed staff and professionals.
How did you
To
get,
ta-
Chairman, I want to object to that. How did you get that memo?
I took it off the table at the finance committee. It wasn't distributed to us. This is what we distributed to them.
I object to discussing that memo in this meeting unless the, the town send me officially in my paper. I'm a volunteer. I'm a volunteer of this board and I want that document to be given to the board for discussion so that I can verify the claim made by this particular memo. They're naming some Burlington, Kenton, Dedham. How does we know that they have professional board? What is their revenue? We don't know anything.
I'm not supporting that. Since we're discussing it.
No, I'm objecting it
Okay.
to reading that memo
All right.
here because this is not given to us.
You're right.
This is not given to Mr. Patrick, this is not given to me, not to Hamilton. Do we have that memo?
No, I don't.
Yeah, so I object to reading that memo if the town has officially not given that memo to us.
Okay, I'll put it away.
So coming to the transparency, that is the problem.
Yes.
They give a different memo to finance committee and they never gave the same memo to us on September 4th. And that's my biggest issue with the town officials.
Right,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, we're going on, moving on here. MWI Water Connection Project.
Do we have any update from town officials?
Now, do you, again, I would just review, this is the third town meeting now I've asked for a presentation that we would have made or make to the town meeting to inform them that we are, what we're doing, what the MWA investigation and application is all about, what the search for alternative water sources is all about, and where this stands. Someone came here to a meeting, and also she went to the selectmen's meeting and said she and her associates were very confused about the MWA. It seemed like a secret project. No one knew what was happening and why, where was it, and how come it's already 25% complete, et cetera. But I keep getting pushback. The consultant says she's going to have a report. She has a report, then I'm told it's not available, can't present it now. The last time, the reason for this town meeting is we don't have all the cost figures yet. They've got to get all the full cost figures and design done for the pump station, et cetera, which I didn't ask for the cost figures. I just wanted to be able to give them an update of what this project is. It may never happen. We do have, we're looking at other sources, but this is something that has to happen in a timely way and give them, so people feel we're not operating in the dark or behind closed doors on this particular issue. So again, said they're not ready to do this. I would really like to go into Article 1 and present something even for 5 minutes, just so the public knows what the process is and that it's ongoing. That's just a thought. You could think about that. Mr. Hamilton?
Mr. Chairman, I witnessed the MWRA bring a water line all the way up Route 1 to the stadium. That water line is right across from our South Walpole 2 water towers. Frank Faraminacci, who was the most knowledgeable guy on our water infrastructure, told me that that would be the most advantageous place to add water to our system from the MWRA. It would involve the least amount of changes to the infrastructure. Now,
I would like to suggest that we get MWRA map, the pipeline map, because during our discussion with the consultant, the MWRA pipes end in 95. They said there is no pipes coming on Route 1.
well, I witnessed it. I witnessed the crew.
So that means the MWRA must have the record, isn't it?
Oh, yes, yes. Well,
Do you have the
absolutely. And one concern is, if there's a water leak on Route 1, who responds? Do we just respond and fix it? or do we notify the MWRA and they respond and fix it? Is it their pipe that's leaking or is it ours?
No,
Because-
what I'm asking is first, we need a proof that there's a water pipeline on Route 1, which is maintained by MWRA. We need from the MWRA, because this has been discussed multiple times in our previous MWRA meetings, and they said there is no pipeline on the Route 1.
And in addition to going up Route 1, they go down to Siemens. Siemens was our biggest water user, and today they're not. They're no longer our biggest water user. And the Siemens plant has increased in size. So they're doing more, and they're using MWRA water, because I witnessed the MWRA crew bringing water down to Siemens. So it's a fact, the MWRA, there's no ability to ask them for the records if they don't want to give them to us, because they're a private organization. We don't have freedom of information for the MWRA. Now, it would be so much cheaper for the MWRA to give us those 1 million gallons a day from their Route 1 source at the stadium. And it would go into our water supply, and we wouldn't have to, when you have a water system, you have an infrastructure. And when you add water, you have to add it in a way that it doesn't cause problems for other parts of the infrastructure. Because we've already had that problem in Walpole, where people in Walpole couldn't get water. They turned the tap and nothing would happen, because we had to correct the way the water was being fed through the infrastructure. And we did that years ago. And today, when we cause a pumping station to pump water up to us, we might cause problems in other parts of the infrastructure. And that's what Frank Farinacci confirmed. He said the best way to add water from the MWRA is up in the 2 towers in South Walpole. And they already have water up there for the stadium. So it would be easy for them to give us that. And I want to invite in, I forget, I think it's Foster is the hydrologist firm that's monitoring the hazardous material in our School Meadow Brook aquifer, our Zone 2, our drinking water supply. And when you have plumes of pollution like we have and are being monitored by either Fisher or Foster, whoever the hydrologist firm is, for Baker Hughes, they know what's going on. We need them to come in and tell us, because these plumes, we know down the Cape, they became mobile. And because they became mobile, people were drinking hazardous water down the Cape, because when they tested it, the plumes of pollution might not have been at the wellheads at that moment in time. And we gotta find out what these plumes of pollution are doing. And
Well, Bill,
some of them,
Bill, you're getting way
Stay-
off track
stay-
here.
yes.
I've talked to you about this before. You have to establish some of these things you say are facts, because we've already asked Wesson and Sampson that, and they categorically say, no, they researched it. These things aren't true.
what's not true?
The MWRA is not pumping water down to Route 1 to Gillette Stadium into the Walpole water tanks. That isn't true. That's what they
No,
said.
they're not doing it to the Walpole water tanks, no, that's what I want them to do.
Well, you have to get proof that exists, because no one is acknowledging it.
Well,
You say it, but no one, Bill, we
who
have a
was
highly,
right?
we're
Who
paying
was right?
$400,000 to Weston Sampson to work for us. They say that isn't true.
Well, what did Weston
You
Sampson
were on the board
do?
when this was discussed.
Weston and Sampson approved the cemetery on Route 1, which I had to fight.
Order of,
Okay. There's no
Wait a
cemetery,
minute.
though.
We
And
are,
I was proved correct.
no, we are talking about MWRA water connection report, and let's stick to the topic so that we can finish the whole discussion.
Okay, so I.
Just hold on a minute. You are a elected commissioner of water. You have every right to get whatever you want from the MWA. Every right. You just have to go do it. You have to make the request and get the answer. That's all.
I know the answer.
Well, no, but
And
you
we
have
have
to
a
get it for us.
representative, Pat, you can have Pat check it out. I mean, he's our representative.
You don't want me to answer this,
Oh.
because, not to back up what you're saying, okay? But when we started on our quest to get water from the MWRA, I asked them, could I have a map of the water systems in the southern part of their district? That would be like West Roxbury, Dedham, I think it almost goes over to Weston. That I wanted a map, just a map with showing me all the facilities they had, all the rights of way, and anything they're leasing or bought. Okay, so that's pretty simple. So, I put that request in, and I got nothing back. Okay, all right. So I called up some of the people unofficially. I said, what's going on? Why aren't I getting my maps? And they said, well, it's kind of a big thing. Could you scale it down? So I said, okay, give me from Topgolf down to all of Walpole and the surrounding towns, like Sharon, Foxborough, if they had it. Just a map of what they own. Okay, and nothing happened. So I called them again. And I said, I haven't got this. And I called other people, and nothing happened. They're not saying, no, you can't have it. It just ends. So I don't know what that says to what you're saying, but I can't get a map of what their waterworks are. They won't give them to me.
And you're on the board?
And I'm on the board, yeah. Yeah, and they just won't, it's like it's passive resistance. They don't just come out and say, Pat, you can't have that. It's just, they don't.
There's no
just
freedom of information with the MWRA.
Of course there is.
There is.
Well, maybe they should have,
Of course there's freedom of information.
They get state funding, they have to provide it.
Well,
If you're getting-
they are a private organization.
No,
they're a state authority,
they're state authority, quasi-government.
yeah. No, they're owned by the Commonwealth of Mass in the end.
The board is appointed.
But
by the-
as a matter of fact, today, I have on my door, I got sidetracked, we had a little problem. I'm going to talk to Colleen Rizzi, I have her phone up there, to find out what's going on, why can't I get this map? Then I will call the head of the board, the advisory board, which sounds like it's advisory board, it's more than that, and ask them, I want the map. So maybe, I don't know what I can do, I've already done this, so I'll do it again.
And Pat, you've been dealing with them for as many years as I have on the other side. You were more close to them. The thing is, I know, because I talked to people who are doing the waterworks, there are customers along Route 1 that are buying MWRA water. And the reason for that is, if we lose School Meadow Brook, private companies, commercial companies will have to buy their own water. The 1 million gallons that the MWRA says they're willing to give us, and the 1 million gallons from Mine Brook, will not take care of the town. It'll only take care of homeowners, and it might not take care of them perfectly. In other words, homeowners in Walpole might be filling their bathtubs up when they can, so that they have water to flush toilets. It can be that bad. I lived in Boston when it was that bad, way back.
Okay.
Now, the
Oh.
thing is, the MWRA has
Okay, but this
a
is
lot
going,
of customers
Bill,
in Walpole.
Bill Hamilton, Commissioner. We could talk about this all night, right?
Yeah,
But we have work to do,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
okay? But I don't want to just give up. I will try everything I know to get the maps. And the first person who's going to see them, I'll take a picture and send them to you.
Well, I talked to
Bill, now
Frank
please, Bill,
Baranacci, who was
you're still
working for
going on.
the MWRA.
Bill, please, We can't do this. You've already talked to Farinacci twice in this discussion. We have live meeting for telecast. Was anything, Terry, we didn't get any information on that, did we?
We did.
No.
I think after check with Tamara,
I did, she didn't tell me anything either yet.
Okay, thank you.
What I suggest that we should be able to do Zoom meeting if the live telecast is needed. Zoom does the similar thing, it can record also, other than the this particular media.
Well, I think that they, can investigate. Didn't you say she's investigating it?
We're looking, yes.
Okay, so would you tell her to give us her answer or what she's thinking about as quickly as possible?
But
Because
what was the main reason for asking for live meeting telecast?
right now, he records it. We'll see this next, maybe Thursday. I don't know. Sometimes, maybe never. That's happened, you know that.
One time.
Yeah, but it happened. And so if live telecast would be where it's live and everybody can tune in, because that's 6:30 on.
No, I got it. Zoom can help the same. Like as soon as your meeting is
It
ended.
could.
It will
But we
upload
want
it to
people
the-
to be able to watch what's going on. You know what I
Which is
mean?
possible in
Everybody.
the Zoom also, webinar.
But you could have that kind of Zoom.
Yeah.
But this is on your regular TV or
Oh,
on
okay.
what do you call it, YouTube,
Okay.
okay? It's much easier to know that you're on at a specific time.
Okay, so we'll hear about that one.
So that makes a very good point, because people don't know where we are or what we're talking about. There's probably, 20 people watching us today? Right now? Maybe less. And they're all probably town officials.
Well, they can't watch us now.
They can listen.
No, they
to
will,
it
well, I'm saying they'll see it eventually.
Well,
when it is posted.
we can
not posted.
temporarily solve this by meeting at the library, the police station, or the senior center, because they can do it live right now.
All right, maybe we should meet at the senior center.
I'll make that a motion.
Just, do you know, isn't the school committee meeting on Mondays? I mean, I'm just thinking.
I'll second that motion.
Might be a problem of, they only can have one thing that they're televising live.
No, that's not true, because we have 2 stations in Walpole that we can watch.
I don't know, he would know.
We could do up to 2
Yeah.
meetings at a time. The only other board that meets regularly on Mondays that we cover is the zoning board. They meet the third Monday.
Doesn't the school committee, I think
The
whenever,
school committee meets Thursdays.
is it Thursdays?
Yeah, they meet Thursdays.
Oh, I thought it was, for sure it was Monday.
So
All right.
we have an opportunity to meet, and there may be opportunity to watch 2 meetings at the same time. Someone else and us. So that's a motion, so
I second it.
Okay.
Any discussion? Okay. I'll ask, who's going to do that? Who's going to organize this?
Well, it's going to be, when we're going to ask for the senior center, is that correct?
Well, it could be the senior center, could be the library, could be the police station.
Okay,
I will
So-
warn you, the police station and the library do not have live capability anymore.
Oh, they don't?
The library used to, the technology in there is about 25 years old. It doesn't cut it anymore.
who's on Monday night?
Zoning board. They
Okay,
meet at-
what
they meet
time?
at Town Hall at 7 on the 3rd Monday of every month.
Okay,
I believe
so
it is-
should
So that doesn't interfere.
okay. All right, so
So the
So
senior
they meet at
center.
the
senior center.
The town hall, is everything set up, that's where the zoning board.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're going to be at the senior center.
Everybody meets at the town hall.
The only thing is that the town hall is open on Monday evenings. The senior center, they
They'll
close.
open it.
I mean, they,
Will you organize it?
Yeah, they close it,
I
they
don't
close it
understand
for
this.
us,
I
so
don't-
they
I don't
can
get
be
all
open
this.
for us.
Yeah, they have things going on at the senior center. that,
Not after 4,
at night,
not after 4.
yes. My wife,
Only,
They
only
do on occasion, but
on
on a regular
occasion.
basis,
It has
no.
to be scheduled. They can
yes, it
schedule
does have
us
to be scheduled.
after 4.
Well, after 4, right. Absolutely,
Okay, well,
6:30.
Somebody organize it.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Oh, we gotta have a vote.
Why?
You gotta know you can do it.
You gotta know you can do it before you can vote it, Bill.
Well,
You may not be able to do it. Guys, go ahead, organize it, and the next meeting you can vote on
Oh, go ahead, we need a
we
vote
got a
if we're
motion
gonna
and
do
a
this.
second on the floor. We need a vote.
it. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Absent.
Opposed? Abstain?
I was in there on the I, that we were going to investigate it. I assumed that was, we've sort of.
Well, we're
wandered
going
a
to
bit.
ask the secretary to send a letter or send a note to the town administrator asking him to set up the Council on Aging at 6:30 on, when, next Monday? Did you post, are we going to post for next Monday?
Not yet.
Okay, but you're going to do that, right?
If we're gonna have a meeting,
Well,
can you make it, Bill?
This is different motion than you're making a different.
No, I,
This is,
No, the first discussion was about the live meeting telecast.
yes, this is
and
about
the
that.
location. Now we are talking about,
It's all the
Meeting.
same thing.
It's the same.
There's a lot of, some of it's hypothetical.
ancillary.
to me,
You
Don.
you
I
only
mean,
have live
for today,
telecast where there's no
that's-
telecast equipment. So that isn't gonna work. You gotta find out what's gonna work before you
Yeah.
make a
I think
decision.
that's the
So the,
appropriate thing. We'd like to be
Council
live.
on Aging
Let's
at
find out,
6:30
can we do
Monday.
it? What do we have
or
to do? And before we
If that's
say
not
we want this
possible,
place, there
then
may be
someplace else
something
that
that's
has
easier,
live
better. You
television
don't have to
Yeah,
hire
here's-
a
here's-
custodian for an extra evening that's
Yeah,
still
that'll be
with
fine,
budget
if they-
that's
but
coming
it needs
from,
live
where it is
cable.
someplace, you know.
It could
He
be the
just said
selectmen's
that
room
Mondays
or the
are free.
finance committee room.
Bill, nothing is free. There's a book in the town administrator's office, and they clock everything that goes into every room and every date. And you have to be on that list, and you can't put yourself in there. Somebody else has to put you in there. So you have to go through the steps, secretary, town administrator, assistant town administrator, whatever, and find out. And you have to know where you're going. They're
John,
not telling you.
I attend meetings and everything at the senior center, and I know that after 4 o'clock, unless it's an advertised thing, there's nothing going on. They shut down at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're gonna open for you.
Yes, if we ask them to, they
They
will.
will,
No, they
they
won't.
will.
Well, why won't they?
Well, they
I know
won't for
plenty of people that
John.
want to have meetings there, and they said no.
We're an elected board, we can have meetings there
Yeah, while we're still an elected board.
while we're still elected board. Or, if he can find a more, or
If they
an
can stall you
appropriate
off 2 weeks,
place,
they don't have to
then
worry about it.
fine.
Jeez, I don't know, we spend all this time, and I don't really get it.
Well, there's no parking here, and people don't like coming here, including me.
Bill,
Okay,
I had a
We-
motion, Patrick seconded it. Patrick, John, and Bill voted yes. On that
Bill
motion,
Abbott.
David,
Patrick and Bill
Hamilton.
voted yes. It's 3,
And then Pradeep and John,
yeah, 302.
you guys abstained, you two
abstain, yeah.
Thanks.
and how did you vote?
Abstain.
Oh. Oh, are we on to Commissioner Mishra now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Why not?
Yep. So this was the discussion item I sent to the board. So what we have observed that, shall I say town officials or superintendent of water department. So what we have observed that is town officials are not coming to the board of sewer and water meeting. I think they have assumed the victory by giving memo to the finance committee. But we are responsible to the ratepayers. We are responsible to see the accounts and the ratepayers' day-to-day issues. And if the town officials are not showing up in the scheduled water and sewer board meeting, that is against the principle of serving the public. And that's a discussion I wanted to have it today.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
to back up what was just said, Pat wants maps of the water system in Route 1, and our water department must know it.
We're gonna find out.
Well, they're not here, so they can't tell us, but I gotta believe that they know it. Because when there's a water leak, are our ratepayers or taxpayers paying to fix these water leaks that might be the MWRA? So the water department must know where those pipes are, and they must know who the customers are.
You know what? If you're right, we need to take those things by eminent domain.
The water lines?
No,
Why not? If they're there, we want to take them so we can use them.
Well, they're servicing customers in Walpole, they must have our permission somehow.
Well, I want to know that. And if they are, we'll take them by eminent domain. So I want to put that on for next agenda.
Well, I think you could probably ask the DPW, Rick Mattson. I think he knows everything. I think he knows how many water lines are serviced to Foxborough, from Sharon to Walpole, from Walpole to Sharon, et cetera, et cetera. He knows those incidences.
Yeah.
So if there's any such thing, he would know. If the MWA was doing that, he
Yeah,
would know
well,
about it.
if they are, I want to discuss eminent
Well,
domain.
he's the one you have to tell what you want, because no one else knows.
Okay, that's what I want.
And
What?
I should add this, what I've been told, and I believe to be absolutely true, if we have contamination get very bad at School Meadow Brook, we will only supply water, I was told this way back when, only to homeowners. All commercial property will have to buy water on their own. And that's why different commercial properties are buying water from the MWRA. So they'll have water in case we can't supply it to them as a town.
I don't know anything about that. All right.
Okay. Anything else? We have old business we don't want to talk about.
I didn't finish
Oh, I'm
my
sorry.
discussion
Good,
item.
okay,
So
please.
my first discussion item was absence of town administrator and superintendent in a scheduled board meeting. This is the third meeting where the water superintendent or assistant superintendent are not present in the water and sewer board meeting. And that's very blocking the process. There was two public hearing today, one about 212 North Street, which is a McDonald's in Foxborough, which want a sewer connection from the Walpole. There was no town representative today to provide their feedback. The second one was abatement from a resident, and again, there was no town representative available today. And this is 22 Cedar Street request to provide the feedback to the board. And other than that, it's a responsibility of town administrator to make sure that town representatives are here, other than paying their usual work. The Board of Sewer and Water and the water and sewer ratepayers, they pay $2.2 million as a chargeback to run the administrative offices in the town hall. So I suggest that they perform their duty as expected from the public, and they appear on the board, regular scheduled board meeting. And that was my request. The second request was withholding of August 22nd, 2025 memo. And what we have discussed it today multiple times, I want to summarize that town administrator's failure to provide a full unredacted memo regarding Article 7 Sewer and Water Advisory Board to the elected Board of Sewer and Water, despite transmission to Select Board and Finance Committee. And I basically would like to request that again from the town administrator to provide that memo to the Board of Sewer and Water. And that was the request we had done 3 times now. This is the 3rd time we are making that request.
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Okay, moving and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I'm unclear what we're voting. Are we voting that the absence of the town administrator
No,
or
we-
superintendent, or?
We are asking them to provide unredacted memo
Okay,
regarding
so that's what
Article
we're
7. Yeah,
Voting. You'd
Article
like to
7.
get the information that you had there, John?
That was given to the finance.
to the
Okay,
Finance
all right,
Committee.
aye.
Okay.
Wasn't clear to me.
500. Okay.
And the other discussion was the review of implication for open governance and the board's ability to discharge statutory responsibility. What it means is that is board able to function because the town officials are boycotting this board meeting? And that has to be noted in public record, because the absence of town representative in this board meeting is violation of their own roles and responsibility.
Is that a motion?
No,
Oh, okay, thank you.
I'm making a statement, yeah.
Okay,
I'm making a
Thank you.
statement. The one of the other action item which I feel we may need in future meeting is the motion of no confidence. If town officials are not providing the requested information in the future meeting, we should bring a motion of no confidence against the town official to provide their roles and responsibility to the public of town of Walpole. And then no confidence motion I have given here for you guys, your gentlemen to review, and if you have any question, do let me know. Thank you.
okay. Then we have old business, no more discussion at MW Water Connection, we beat that to death. Jarvis Farm, anybody? Meters to cash, there's nobody to give you a report. And
On NWRA water connection, I sent you a memo. Did you see I had the meeting this week. I sent you all a email. I
I
did.
didn't get an email.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
It's like
Sent everybody an
4 or 5
email.
words?
Huh?
It was like 4 or 5 words,
Yeah.
something about.
It was
I
only
got
what they
that.
did. I only put what they talked about.
Oh,
And it was about,
Pat, could
I
you
can't even remember.
elaborate more than?
No, if you want to find out more about it stuff,
Yeah.
look at their minutes. I'm not gonna copy their minutes over. Go on the website, it has it all
I'm trying
listed
to
out.
find that, and.
The website is, it's at
Is it the
MWRA,
advisory
and
board,
then
or-
advisory board,
Right.
and then go down to their website.
Yeah.
It has, you can actually hear the entire thing. It's all
I'm gonna
recorded.
give it another attempt. I've tried, and I'll try again.
Well, it should be available to the if it isn't, tell me, and
Yeah.
I will ask them to fix that.
Okay.
But that should be available, you can spend, according to them, I have to sign that it's being recorded. I have to agree to that
Yeah.
every time I go on. And it's for public use, because they're gonna
Again.
repeat what I say, if I say anything in that meeting. So everybody knows what's going on there. Hope that's the idea, plus it's a Zoom meeting, so you see who's talking.
Yeah,
Okay?
I've seen the thing, but it looked like an invitation,
No,
not
no,
a.
no.
Here's what I'll
No,
see
it's
if,
You can, if, I'll tell you what, if I can't make a meeting, there's a way I can make you a proxy. And then if I call them and tell them, Bill Abbott's going to be my proxy for the next meeting, they will then recognize you, they'll know who you
Yeah.
are, and they'll let you into the meeting. For some reasoning, I don't know, they don't let people into the meeting. And
Well,
it's sort of
I-
secretive, I
sounds like a
guess.
violation of the open meeting
well, I
law.
can
Well, no,
understand
because-
why that you
They're a
want to
private
be able to
organization.
watch it
No, they're not.
live
Yes, they are.
and to watch a recording.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want and a
They're
regular
they're
meeting
paying taxes
to
to
allow
Walpole.
others to participate,
was a,
only on a public hearing.
But
would
you'll
you-
see how it works.
Yeah, I'll,
If
I'll
you're,
take
if
a
you're
look and see.
interested in that,
well, I mean, because you
Because-
usually have like a subject, and it's, oh, I'd be interested in that, and then I try and
well,
find it, and
the
I,
thing is, there'll be a whole bunch of subjects.
yeah.
And they're mostly about finances.
Yeah, no,
That's what they talk about. And it's a little tedious. But before, they used to give us lunch at least when we went there. Now it's on the, you can actually watch on your iPhone. It's easiest to watch it on your iPhone. You just press a button
oh,
and it comes up. But, and plus they give you all the materials that's going to be done that meeting. And, but the advisory board has to have a majority. If they don't have enough members show up, they can't conduct business, which means a whole bunch of stuff, important stuff, can't be done. So they have to have the bodies there. And they have to be certain bodies. The only ones that count are the ones from the towns. Because you'll see a whole bunch of other people there, and they're participants, but they don't have the authority to vote.
hmm.
So you would have that authority to vote, and that way they can get their quorum and be done. So that's what they told us to do, was make sure that we have somebody who'll be a proxy if we're sick or something else happens.
Okay. All right. Anything else anybody wants to talk about?
Next meeting?
Next meeting? Do you
I
want
think
to
we
have a
should-
meeting next week like Mr. Fasenello?
I'd like a meeting next
Or you
week.
want to
I'll
do
move
2
it.
weeks?
I don't think it serve any purpose. There's no town official coming up. We are just discussing ourselves.
Well,
It's not
it's,
productive.
it's a way to keep our problem in the public.
But there's no, other than today's public hearing about the,
Well, we
three
can, we
cases.
have things to discuss, we have more documents that we receive, things we need to talk about. It doesn't have to be a long meeting, but I'd like to see it set up, a chance to get the live transmission going.
We can meet bi-weekly, that should be enough.
We can't meet privately.
No, bi-weekly. I said bi-weekly. 2 weeks after today.
I think that, okay, I say we should meet next week.
I want to invite the hydrologist who's monitoring all those very, very hazardous plumes of pollution.
Do you want to invite them?
I want to ask him questions.
We'll
and
make a
find out.
motion.
I move that we invite the hydrologist working for Baker Hughes monitoring the Zone 2 under Bird Machine to our next meeting, and the Board of Health who receives the hydrologist reports.
Okay, I second that.
So
Who's going to do that now?
you would want to know when they're available to meet.
Yeah, I
You
mean-
can't say, we're meeting next week.
Yeah.
And
It's an
hope
in-
that they're
it's
gonna.
an
Board of
invitation.
Health may never come.
Yeah.
You can't, I mean, you have to go find out from them if they'll ever come and when they're going to be available, if they would come.
Yeah.
Well, we invite them, and then we find out, John. I
Well,
don't
go ahead, you
understand.
invite them and see when you can get a date.
Well, we gotta do it officially. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on here, John. We invite people to come to our meetings.
Well, I don't even understand why this is relevant right now. If they're gonna close this commission down in a matter of a couple of weeks, why are you getting into this at the last minute? Like, it seems like
No,
the
because-
timing is wrong.
We're still commissioners.
Yeah,
We have to do the work.
and we have to know how big a threat these plumes of pollution are, like down the Cape that moved around. I would hate to think that
No.
some people may be drinking water when a plume of pollution is passing by the School Meadow Brook well field. And they paved over a lot, what's it, Samson and Delilah there? They paved over a good portion of our water supply when they built the fields.
So,
And so now, with them paving over the fields and Foxborough paving over all those parking lots that used to be, what do you call it when it's not paved over?
Impervious?
Yeah, so now we're getting less recharge, which means less dilution of these hazardous chemicals already at the wellheads in School Meadow Brook.
So you're doing this out of an abundance of caution?
Yes,
And okay, I agree with you.
because I think we
Okay,
need a new water source.
you can arrange what you want, Bill. All right, so are we meeting, vote aye or nay? Are we meeting next week or the week following? Is it the first, next week? How many people want to meet next week?
I want to meet next week.
2, okay. How many people will meet it in 2 weeks? Okay. So we'll meet in 2
But they're not
weeks.
exclusive.
We'll meet in 2 weeks, see what you can do, Bill. All right?
You're the chairman.
Right.
You need
I'm,
to- you
no,
need
I'm
to
writing the
invite.
response to the open, the thing you bring up can be brought up anytime, there's no time limit on that. I've got to take care of this legal stuff for the next 14 days, I've got to get this filed with the Attorney General, et cetera.
Well, we're
So-
facing a town meeting that may,
Well, you're a commissioner, I assign you to do what you want to do, Bill, that's your assignment.
I don't,
Well, he needs,
well, I don't
he
see the
needs,
rules
he needs to
saying
vote
that.
at the commission to do
I
that.
don't know if the
Yeah.
person exists that he's talking about, it might be
Well,
make-believe, he's got to come on.
Do
I'm
we-
assigning you to do that.
Do we
That's your
support his
assignment.
motion? There's a motion on the floor. I second it. Do you
What is
folks,
his name?
what's his name?
The Baker Hughes hydrologist, I believe the firm is either Foster or Fisher. And he reports to the Board of Health. So if we invite the Board of Health and the hydrologist
No,
to
you-
our meeting in 2 weeks, that should be enough.
No, you can, we can ask the question to
Crazy.
Board of Health about who's the hydrologist and, provide us the
proving the
detail.
point.
You cannot
No,
invite the
it's-
other
it's
He's
board
fine.
proving the
unless
point that
we
people
have
will
an
get
issue
rid of us. He's
to
proving the
discuss.
point.
We do, the plumes of
something we have to
pollution
do.
in our
There's
water.
no plume
making a
pollution in
complaint, we gotta
Walpole. You're
follow it.
talking about Cape Cod.
No,
Not
no,
today.
no. There's plumes of pollution under the Bird Machine aquifer.
All right, so you've got 2 weeks to get the person here, okay?
No, they need an official letter from
Terry will
requesting.
do it. You
And-
bring your letter to her, and she'll type it up for you.
What is the vote of the commission on his
Are
motion?
we gonna invite them to the meeting in 2 weeks, the Board of
You're
Health
gonna
and the
invite them.
hydrologist?
Bill Hamilton is going to invite them to the meeting.
Yeah, but does the
John,
board give him the
why are you
authority?
reluctant to invite someone which is so important
I
for
don't
the
know what you're
water
talking about, Bill.
supply?
You're going to have to write the letter and get it produced.
Aren't you concerned about the plumes of pollution that have been discovered by Baker Hughes in our water supply, in our Zone 2 for School Meadow Brook, which the children in schools are drinking?
They've been doing it for 200 years, Bill. They've been drinking.
No,
water.
they haven't. These plumes of pollution are new.
But it's not mentioned in the superintendent of water report.
Yeah,
So-
I'm sure the Board of Health would have taken care of this a long time ago,
So
but
The Board of Health gets the
Yeah.
reports. Why don't you want to invite them to our meeting to hear what they think about these dangerous chemicals that are in our water
Can we
supply?
they can. Why didn't they come before if it's so important?
Can we get the report?
Because you didn't ask them.
Do you
Why do
the
I have to
report?
ask them?
Do you
That's
have
their
the-
job.
No, I don't have the reports.
their
The
job.
Board of Health has the reports.
Terry,
Yeah.
tomorrow, could you stop by the Board of Health office and inquire, there's such a report? And if it is, could you get a copy of it or include it on our next,
You can email if the report is already there.
I'm
it's
shocked that
public
you don't
record.
know about these reports, Bill. You've been on this commission for how long?
I'm
And you
shocked
don't
by-
know about this plumes of pollution that have been discovered on the Bird
I'm
Machine?
asking, I'm unaware, Bill.
Plumes of
Unaware.
pollution that have been known to be mobile, that could be heading towards our water supply now. And without a water supply, The firemen, the policemen, and everybody
I'm
retired
taking the
will
first
take a hit.
step, I'm taking the first step to at least asking Terry, you'll be in the office tomorrow, right, Terry?
Yes.
You can stop by, you know where their office is, press the little button there and ask them
Okay.
about the copy of things.
Whoa, 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 wait a
That's-
minute,
that's
wait a
the end
minute,
of the-
Bill, you don't
that's the end of
realize we may
discussion.
not have any responsibility in a little less than 3 weeks? We'll be out of a job?
Bill, I'm taking the first
You're
step.
delaying, this is a delaying tactic, Bill.
No.
If I wasn't busy tomorrow, I'd do it myself. And Terry, if you can't make it, let me know, because Wednesday I will be available and I'll go and find out if the Board of Health, what they have related to this.
That's fine. I'll let you know.
I appreciate that.
We should have the Board of Health and that hydrologist here to answer our questions, because I have a few to ask.
And
And I'm
I guess-
shocked at the way this board is acting. It's not gonna help us when we have to fight at town hall, our town meeting.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll work on that for Mr. Hamilton. Motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.